Really, I mean, this is what we're all here for. We've seen these guys a couple times in the postseason. We know what we're up against, so just more exciting baseball and trying to get off on the right foot. Game one.
Other questions for Chris? Ian, we'll get you the mic.
Chris, just the way things have gone for you your last couple times out there, what did it mean for Alex to kind of show that confidence in you, even though you obviously weren't feeling your best the last couple times on the mound?
Yeah, this says a lot about him, and his trust in me. I appreciate that, and I don't take that lightly. There's no hiding from it. It's no secret. I haven't been absolutely horrible. Probably my two worst starts of my career back to back, right leading up to this. I know what I had to do in between. I had a job to do, and I knew that I had work to get in. Obviously following my last start in Tampa, I mean, I got off the mound every single day because I knew I had to get something going if we were going to be successful, and I know that I'm going to be a part of that. So, just trying to iron out some kinks, get back into a good rhythm, and find it and just ride it out as long as I can.
Sean and then Pete.
Chris, you made your playoff debut in this ballpark 4 years ago. How different will tomorrow be in terms of atmosphere, preparation, your comfort level, having been through a handful of postseason starts since then and enjoying some success?
I think experience helps. Knowing what you're coming down into. Like you said, we've been here before a couple times in the postseason. So, just more of the same. I got to be aggressive. I know these guys have a good lineup. But I also know what we're capable of. I just got to go up there and throw up as many zeros as I can. Keep it close and let our offense, shine and do what they do.
Yeah, Pete in the second row.
Chris, with the work you've been doing, have you been able to get your changeup back?
Yeah, that's changeup and just fastball command are the two things that I was really. My slider's been good enough, I would say up to this point. And the two things that I really needed to focus on was fastball command and just like I said last time, consistency with my changeup. Throwing 3 out of 10 good is not cutting it here. And that was something that I really tried to focus on and sharpen over the last few days.
Tommy John's recovery doesn't always go in a straight line. Did you hit a wall to some degree, or was it just a matter of commanding your pitches? Was there anything physical going on, or? No,
it's just one of those things. Just kind of got out of whack. I'm not one for excuses, but I had 2 years off. I didn't do much pitching. I did zero pitching actually. So I needed repetitions. Anytime you want to be good at something, or anytime you want to be consistent at something, you need reps. You just have to do it. You can't run a marathon without running a marathon. You can't just wake up one day and say, you know what, I'm just going to run 26 miles, and then do it, and think you're going to be successful at that. You have to practice at it, and you have just day in and day out, just relentlessly, tirelessly work on that. And over the last week, I've had enough time to do that, and we'll see what we get tomorrow. But I like where we're at.
Rob and then David up front here.
Like you said, there's no easy answers to Tommy John. Did anyone give you any advice that really stuck for you? Because obviously, guys have gone through this and the ups and downs of it.
Yeah, I've said it through this whole process. I've had a lot of very encouraging words through this process. A lot of good people in my corner, teammates, friends, family, trainers, everybody. Everyone's had a hand in me getting where I'm at here, and I'm appreciative of that. And even over this last week, teammates coming up and just picking me up and just little subtle things like, hey, this is maybe something I saw, or let's check this out, or look at this. So that makes it better because you feel lesser than dirt when, or I do anyways, after that last start of mine in Tampa. And I put a lot of pressure on myself, and for my teammates to come and say, hey man, you're good, you're the same guy, keep grinding. It says a lot about who I have in my corner and the teammates I have, and I'm appreciative of that.
We'll stay there with David.
Chris, since you closed out the World Series 3 years ago, so much has happened for you personally and for the club. Can you talk about how different your perspective is now, and perhaps if you have a more appreciation for this, or just 3 years later, how you feel about it?
Yeah, I mean, I know what it takes. You know, we've been there as a team. We collectively know what it takes to get to the top and reach that pinnacle that we're all chasing. How quickly it came crashing down, you know, a year later. You know, personally for myself, you know, as a team, we didn't have a great year, but, you know, yeah, I mean, I had a lot of time off, and I had a lot of time to really get back to appreciating the little things, and, you know, trying not to make more of something that isn't. And I just, you know, like I said, you know, a month or so ago, I don't take days for granted. I don't have off days. I don't waste big league time anymore, and I think that gives me a clearer mind pitching. You know, when I suck, I know, hey, at least I did everything I could to get here, and not that I'll ever be okay with it, but it makes it easier to get back on the horse and say, all right, man, no one's gonna feel bad for you, back on the grind. So, you know, my work, my dedication, I think is higher, and my appreciation for what I do is much higher.
Do a few more. 5 rows back on your right, Steve.
Chris, since the last time you all met in the playoffs against the Astros, they've lost George Springer, but they've added Yordan Alvarez and Kyle Tucker. How does this lineup stack up against some of the better ones you've faced?
I think they're very similar in a lot of ways, like you said. I mean, the numbers speak for themselves. I mean, I think they're one of the top offenses in the league. You know, like I said, we know what we have up against, or we know what we're up against. We know who's in the other dugout. So it's just about us executing. Like I said, I mean, we got a lineup that's just as dangerous, if not more. So it's going to be on us to keep them at bay, so our lineup can go and do their thing and feel comfortable, you know, in those spots.
Do 2 more. Alex.
Chris, obviously it wasn't the start that you wanted in Game 2 of the ALDS, but what were your impressions of the work done by kind of the long relievers, you know, whether it was, you know, Houck or Pivetta over the course of, and how critical do you view them as being moving forward in this series?
I don't think that we can give those guys enough credit, honestly. And not just them, you know, not just as a whole, our entire team, our coaching staff, from top to bottom, you know, that game got out of hand quick. And how many times have you seen, you know, just something like that happens, the energy just completely shifts and never comes back. We've been up against a pretty tall order the entire year, and in terms of people not thinking we were who we thought we were. You know, we're people trying to tell us who we are, and up to this point, we've done nothing but prove those people wrong. And that's not because we don't believe. That's not because we don't put in hard work. Everything that we've done this entire year has been incredible because of the work, because of the drive, because of our mentality. You know, and I think AC has a lot to do with that. I think that he's an unbelievable leader. I've been with him for 3 years now. Even in one of those years, I was still keeping in really good contact with him. So he makes you feel a certain way, and he gives you a certain confidence going into games, good, bad, or indifferent. Doesn't matter who we're facing. If we're up 10, down 10, you know, his steadiness is felt throughout the entire team and throughout the entire organization. So, you know, all those things combined make for something pretty special, and that's why we're here.